Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay cast from the South Korean ladder from 2024, and once again with Flash. Very many replays here of Flash onto this channel. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys as we are spawning here. In the upper right, in the blue, it is Stock Cho GOSU. I'm just gonna call him GOSU here. And his opponent, of course, here in the lower right. In the brown, it is Flash with his AK, with his barcode. So yeah, once again a Terran versus Terran, as I've downloaded very many replays here from Flash, so I'm going to try to be as active as possible to post them all here onto this channel. So yeah, Terran versus Terran, 4 spawning location map, polypoint 1.75 I believe. Let's just have a look if there's going to be a difference yet into the build order from the two pro players. And of course you can see the production tab here in the upper left part, so pretty much the same build order by both of them. As Flash, I believe, is going to continue with his barracks, either that or he's going to save for expansion. And actually a very early scout by him. This could actually also mean that he's going to place a barracks right outside of his base. I thought he would go into the middle of the map, so interesting decision here by Flash to place his barracks right outside of his base. Let's have a look at GOSU going very close towards his ramp right here. So pretty standard stuff here by GOSU with his gas. Same gas here for Flash, so pretty much the same timing. Perhaps Flash losing a little bit of tempo here with his barracks outside of his base, but then he might try to secure this expansion right here and also give protection towards his other expansion into this location. Okay, let's just see why exactly he went for a placement of the barracks really far out from his base, as he's now also mining with 3 SCVs. Let's have a look at GOSU. Also 3 SCVs here, so pretty standard stuff. Very soon I'm pretty sure they will continue with their factories as soon as the barracks is done. And we also have a scouting now continuing here onto the map, as the SCVs are fighting here a little bit, but GOSU will of course move out forward to scout the map. And one Marine is already out here for Flash, already inflicting good damage towards this SCV. So let's just see, the SCV now sees the barracks. He's very likely going to continue to move forward towards the base from Flash. There we have the factory, and also the factory here for the other Terran for Flash. But the SCV is already taking quite some damage, so this placement looking really good for Flash with his 2 Marines now moving out. And I believe with that he's going to pretty much go for a mass factory build order with some vultures, with some tanks, just like many other Terrans do as well. I believe GOSU is also going to try this, but we might also see some Wraiths. This also could be an option for any Terran, Wraith, even battlecruiser. Let's see what Flash is going to try to do here. The SCV will take some damage. Very aggressive move out here by Flash, but of course he will stand no chance, as GOSU was on the high ground. He saw all of the units, so I believe Flash just showing his presence here, perhaps trying to fool GOSU into thinking that he will go for a bunker rush versus his opponent. But yeah, GOSU feeling actually really confident to go for his expansion as well. Same can be said here for Flash. Also expansion, as slowly but steadily we turn towards the 5-minute mark. And this barracks once again is nicely scouting the map here for Flash. I believe GOSU is also going to send out his barracks to give as much information as possible towards the map. So yeah, let's see how the game is going to continue. Both players now securing their expansion points, waiting perhaps for a rush by the opponent, but it's actually GOSU, the one moving forward with 2 vultures, 3 Marines. Flash waiting for him, no bunker yet for him into this location. But yeah, GOSU is also deciding to just stop here and have vision of this road right here, in case Flash is going to move forward with his forces to attack. Already 3 vultures, and 3 vultures here for Flash as well, as he's the one also moving out here. Let's have a look. One nice micro fight here into the middle of the map, but the Marines are also moving forward, so both players will lose some vultures. In the end, Flash with a very good micro, and with his reinforcements I believe he should be able to take this out, but it's still a very balanced move out here by both players. So in the end, Flash having 1 vulture here more as his advantage. and as he's now moving forward, but I believe there should be some defenses here. However, the barracks once again giving good vision for Flash, so he knows that he can move forward with his third vulture, but in comes now the vulture from the opponent, so with that the harassment is going to finish, of course, and we already have 3 barracks here for GOSU. Let's have a look at Flash only having 2 factories, so yeah, with that GOSU might go very strongly forward towards his opponent. We have the barracks now scouting this out as speed for the vultures also being done here, and interesting enough, Flash going for some Goliaths, so what a interesting choice here by him. Goliaths perhaps to kill the scouting barracks really soon. They're also very strong on the ground, but of course tanks are much more needed for any Terran. Still, however, Flash decides to go for more Goliaths here. So is it going to be once again a different strategy, Goliaths, mass Goliaths versus, I'm pretty sure that GOSU is going to counter with some tanks. So let's see if this is going to work out for Flash, as the barracks will eventually, or it should burn, of course, down. Let's have a look. In comes GOSU with his fast moving vultures. Mines will also be upgraded for him very soon, as Flash is deciding to play it a little bit defensively here. And let's see what's going to happen. Massive amounts of vultures here for GOSU, as he's having a good control of them. Very fast moving units. And of course this will force Flash to stay at home with his Goliaths, with his vultures to defend. And GOSU could actually try to move here forward with his vultures very fast, splitting them into 2 troops and just inflict damage towards the SCV from the opponent. Let's see if this is exactly his move. He's actually also deciding to go for some tanks. So of course after Goliaths, GOSU reacting immediately with some tanks versus the opponent, and the Goliaths here from Flash actually getting caught out. They're very tanky versus the vultures, I see, so perhaps this is the tactic from Flash. Look at how less damage they take from so many vultures, and of course not that much mobile than the vultures, but in the end very good. So let's see how the game is going to continue. The tank still slowly but steadily moving forward. Mines have been placed here for GOSU, but no siege ability yet for him, as we see Goliaths with vultures versus the units from GOSU here. Of course the tanks will have to be snapped, and I believe the reinforcements also nicely pulling here forward for GOSU. So very interesting choice here by Flash with Goliaths, with vultures, and perhaps he's going to be going for some dropship harassment. Let's have a look. The mines, of course, not getting any connections, and let's see, the Goliath is in the front. In the end it will be snapped. Still no tanks here for Flash. Perhaps he's going to reconsider. Indeed, he's going for some tanks now finally, as the game is still continuing here in the middle of the map. Still lots and lots of damage being taken left and right, but as soon as siege tank ability is going to be finished, of course Flash needs to be more careful. Perhaps he's going to counter his opponent. He still has this barracks right here, so he sees what's coming out. At the same time, Flash is going to trigger, GOSU is going to trigger some of those mines here, and in come the tanks from Flash on the high ground, but no siege ability yet for them. So it looks like Flash is coming in from the back, placing some mines, getting good vision off to the map. So yeah, finally the blue Terran has to just siege up here and secure the position. In the meantime, the reinforcements from him actually taking quite some damage, and Flash could move forward. There's only a tank and a vulture here defending this, so at the same time he's also staying back, but he's going to take quite some damage out of those 2 tanks coming in from the back. So he really wants to snipe those tanks from GOSU, and I believe he should be successful, of course, with his own tanks right here, but he's taking more and more damage. So very good attack here by both players. Still a very balanced game, as very soon we will pass the 10-minute mark. Quite interesting choice by Flash. Now finally in the end he has come back to the original Terran versus Terran vultures with tanks, of course. Tanks a much needed unit, very strong unit on the low ground, as slowly but steadily Flash is just keep on moving forward, leaving those mines here. So it's a mine versus mine war onto this road. So yeah, let's just see how the game is going to continue. Flash slowly but steadily establishing once again his beeline towards the street here that leads towards his opponent, and still having, of course, 0-0 upgrades, but also going for an expansion here. In the meantime, the blue Terran tries to counter it, of course, with many mines. So it's a mine war, like I told you. There's mines all over the place here. Of course, it would be suicide for Flash to move forward with his tanks. So he might need a science vessel, he might need some air units very soon. Let's have a look how things will unfold. The barracks still is not getting sniped here, as some academies and engineering base are also getting produced here by both players, just for those upgrades for those tanks. And we finally have weapons 1 being done here for Flash, as he's gaining more and more of a control of the map, moving here forward with his tanks, with his vultures. Still, he needs vision very soon versus the enemy mines. And let's just see how the game is going to continue, as Flash is sending out more and more reinforcements. And I believe that GOSU is going to try to secure this expansion right here. But as you can see on the minimap, there's so much brown here surrounding the facilities from the blue Terran, as it's indeed mass vultures here for GOSU moving out, checking out the map, but now finally taking some damage. So the first tank is very likely going to get sniped. However, the second tank is also going to deal some damage. So tanks, of course, very, very strong versus the vultures, not taking so much damage. So Flash is showing us how important those units are. Of course, GOSU also has some tanks, but he's using them pretty much defensively here, as now he's deciding to move out pretty much to secure his expansion, his newly established base. And I believe this has been scanned by GOSU, but Flash is here to defend his expansion. And look at the worker count, it's 68 versus 45. So sadly here for GOSU is lacking behind into the economy. So Flash with a faster second expansion and also with a great beeline here. However, now the race is moving forward, so Flash is going to need some Goliaths, once again producing 2 Goliaths, as this race is going to be really, really annoying here into the middle of the map. And at the same time, he's also deciding to push a little bit more out, perhaps to intercept the returning vultures. Really, really hurt after the attack. Let's see what's going to happen. The tanks will deal massive amounts of vultures here, so perhaps a mistake here by GOSU is going to lose so many vultures. He might snipe a tank or 2, but in the end he also lost so many vultures. However, the tanks in the back here for GOSU also giving great cover fire and also dealing great damage, as we have a small fight here in between the 2 rays. So yes, still scans going out, but look at the economy here from Flash. 30 more workers here for him, as sadly for GOSU he hasn't finished his expansion yet, so Flash is still pumping out more and even going for another expansion here. So slowly but steadily Flash will gain a more economic advantage here into this game, slowly but steadily overcoming perhaps his opponent, unless the opponent is going out with a great plan, perhaps with some dropship harassment straight into the main here from Flash. Also see a science facility for him. Upgrades are going out for both players. Let's check them very quick. 0-0 for GOSU, and Flash already having 1 weapons upgrade, going for the second upgrades here as well, as even some Goliaths are online to deal damage towards the barracks and towards the brace. And yeah, Flash just moving out all around the map, having good map control, as GOSU decides to play very defensively here, just to give cover towards the newly established base, and perhaps he wants to expand here as well. But Flash already having his vultures all over the map, scanning all of those areas. Hold on, we actually do have a move out here by GOSU, as he's trying to attack one of the flanks here from Flash. So he's slowly but steadily sieging up and also leaving some siege tank unsieged as he's moving out. So he's perhaps going to try to bypass the middle defenses here for Flash, dealing more and more damage actually here towards Flash. So yeah, Flash needs to be careful, as GOSU is slowly but steadily moving more and more out. Perhaps like a dojo, just to secure his other expansion right here. And let's see how the game is going to continue. Flash is waiting for him to move out. He has a nice vulture group here just to flank the attack. At the same time, there is a defensive tank position here. Also 3 tanks here, nicely getting guarded by the mines. So very nice strategic gameplay here by both players. And let's just see how things will unfold. Another expansion here for Flash. This one has been finished here as well, as he's closing to 100 workers here. So Flash with a very nice macro orientated game, a very patient game by him, as in come the race from the opponent just to deal some damage. So perhaps Flash is going to try to do a dropship harassment with even some vultures can be dropped here to deal splash damage from the tanks. But hold on, actually we do have a dropship harassment here into this area. Flash is going to take some damage. The race is here to defend. In the end, only 1 or 2 workers have been sniped, so Flash nicely defending here. This race also, I believe, got the dropship there, so good defense by Flash. And I believe GOSU slowly but steadily is not being patient. He's going to move out. But let's just see what's going to happen, as Flash is almost getting maxed out. His economy is going to allow him to overcome in the end the opponent, but GOSU is moving here forward very strong with his tanks, getting now straight forward towards the tanks of the enemy, towards the tanks of Flash, as he's taking more and more damage here. And in the end he is going to lose some momentum, he's going to lose some time here. But yeah, Flash having so many workers, perhaps this is going to work against him, as the opponent is having more tanks slowly but steadily, and everything that is going to be thrown out here by Flash pretty much getting intercepted by GOSU. Let's see what the plan here from Flash is. He's going to try to come in from the back, from the front, as well as some race actually made it here forward towards another base, but they will just plant some mines and just delay the other expansion as much as they can. So very smart move here by Flash. Lots of action is happening left and right as Flash is going to clear some mines, but in the end so many tanks for GOSU here in the middle of the map, and Flash is going to take more and more damage. Those tanks are just holding their ground, just dealing damage. A very good position here for GOSU versus Flash, as just Flash getting killed here. Look at that, even the tanks that are coming forward immediately getting taken out. So what a beautiful position here for GOSU into the middle of the map, as his reinforcements also pouring forward. So nice job here by GOSU, all of a sudden having a great performance here into the middle of the map, great control. Flash will have some difficulties here moving forward. He has to bypass this somehow. Of course it would be suicide to attack through the middle, as there's so many tanks from the opponent. Upgraded tanks 1 to 0, as the vultures have 2 to 1, and Flash, interestingly, he's moving out with his vultures, spreading them, just tries to inflict as much economic damage as he can, and not to allow the Protoss, the Terran, the GOSU to go for a better economy here, for a better macro game. The best position, however, here for GOSU into the middle of the map with his tanks, and Flash just keeps on expanding, getting more and more of those command centers out, and in the end he might be forced to transfer some of those SCVs, as he's having, like I told you, almost 100 SCVs here. Let's see what exactly his plans are. His economy is looking really strong. He's going for more upgrades. I believe this is his tactics. Let's just see where exactly is he going. He's just unsieging now, but in comes GOSU from the back. This could be a great position here for GOSU, as Flash has to regroup his units somehow, and now GOSU going straight for the middle of the map here, but the counter attack is happening here. Flash has to siege up. Perhaps a good position here for him. There we have even a spell from the plants facility here, as the tank sadly here for GOSU. What a mistake here by him, just moving on forward and take them out at the same time. Perhaps a mistake here by GOSU, just moving out, being once again impatient, and sadly here for him those important tanks have been taken out. He still has the tanks in the middle of the map here, giving him good control, but slowly but steadily I believe Flash might try to even push out further, as GOSU has to upsiege those tanks very quickly. And in the end I believe, yeah, GOSU just pretty much scanned all of the area, I'm sure, seeing how many expansions had Flash had. Flash played very safe here, and hold on, actually there was a drop going to happen here, so with those 4 vultures, very nice sneaky drop here attempt by Flash from the back. And this of course would have been the winning move, given the fact if you look at the lower right of the map and the lower left, pretty much the lower part of the map is pretty much under control from Flash, with 82 workers, pretty much overwhelming here his opponent, playing very safely. GOSU had a good momentum at one time, snapping many units in the middle of the map, but Flash just countering with some vultures, and this would have been of course the winning move right here with this drop. So let's just check the stats very quickly if you guys are interested. Once again I'm going to be clicking left and right. So once again an interesting Terran versus Terran, a very patient gameplay here by Flash, and a perfectly orientated macro game by him, which has given him the victory here versus the opponent with 82 workers. I was thinking that he was going for 100, but I believe 80 or 82 was enough here for Flash to pretty much secure the victory versus the opponent. So yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Tommy signing out.